Hello everyone, this is Bigalski.
And this is JTB.
And this is Ninja Gaiden 2004, Very Hard Chapter 9, my commentary walkthrough with my good buddy JTB. Now, the time limit on this is pretty lengthy, so you can go back into Chapter 8 and do some fights, farm some essence. I'm actually going back in to pick up the nunchucks that I forgot. I still haven't gotten the guillotine throw, and just don't plan on getting it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. I did pick it up straight away. And I've actually finished the run I'm doing now. I'm putting my videos out, and I'm actually done with it. And I didn't find a really kind of solid use for the guillotine throw. So, yeah.
Well, the other part of that too is it kind of messes up your on landing.
That's the main reason, to not pick it up.
So I just thought that was best. Here, I'm going to go back and fight some fights, maybe 2 or 3 times. Build up my essence. That's what this is all about. It's about making the time limits, controlling my essence here at the beginning so I can get my UF by chapter 10. And I'll say this now, and I'll say it again. This is just kind of boring. I don't have the flair at all that JTB does. So if you want to see flair and awesomeness, watch his videos. If you want to see boring with a purpose, you can watch mine.
This has decapitations, though.
Oh, yeah, yours doesn't.
Yeah, mine doesn't. Not on the human enemies. Got to play black for that.
I missed my my X plus A to jump on their head, as usual. But see, they can block that flying swallow. Mm-hmm. Watch his head go off. Or there's one where he just flies off. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now, one thing you can do here, actually, is kind of it's something that's easy to forget. Because you have that dead body with all the arrows, the strongbow is actually extremely powerful against, just regular enemies. If you're, at this kind of proximity to them, it will kill them in, 1 or 2 arrows. Sometimes 1 arrow into a wall will even kill them.
Oh, wow.
So you can just, come in here, shoot them, and then go back and get some arrows. And then you could, come in, use a or a UT, to get money. Or if anything you wanted, if you weren't bothered about score, you could get tons of money out of that in a pretty short span of time.
Well, thanks for telling me now. Look at his head. I love how his head flies off. That's such a powerful move, though. The what is it? The red hot firebrand or something like that.
Close. Red hot iron brand.
Okay. Hey, man. I still don't know. Like I said, it's the airplane spinny move. With the lunar. I don't know how far to go back here, so I just go down to the end and try it again. I don't think... I don't know if you can jump up
that
top.
Distance, to be honest. Because usually you have to get these guys... You have to save, don't you, if you're going the other way. Whereas if you come out at the bottom, they just respawn anyway.
Right.
I think it's past that gate you just went past. So as you're going up here, the gate that's on your left right now. Once you go past that, they will actually respawn. I think that's where it is, because that's where your essence despawns. If you run past that before your essence is out, it will cancel their dissolving animation, and you won't get your essence.
Can you imagine, being like the commander? Okay, he just killed 3 of us, but we're gonna drop you down and try it again from the same position. And see if you can beat him, type thing.
Yeah, you think, logistically, how is this working? It's we deployed, our elite army.
Watch me miss. Watch me miss this. Watch what happens.
Oh, damn. Oh, that damage. Oh, my God. You forget, you forget, man. You just forget how much damage they deal. It's crazy.
Sorry for interrupting there, but, when these fun things kind of happen and...
Yeah, you just get a ripping thunder in the wrong way.
Yeah,
it just shows you how much you miss potency.
Oh yeah,
it's
so brutal.
Potency really does make a huge difference to some of these strings.
Did you see that dodge underneath?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I got lucky. Or skill. That's skill.
Yeah. Well, it's always skill. When it works, it's always skill.
If I wanted to go back in, I actually wouldn't use this door. I would go in the other door, like the Lily Key door, because that spawns them a little bit faster and closer together. So, but this is the main reason I did this, is to go pick up the chucks. I mean, again, plus I had the time, and, I want to get the score, and
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what is the time limit on this chapter? It's very long, isn't it?
33 minutes. Oh, I just love that. How it just plops down. Now, I didn't test this going out the other, this other opening over here just to see how far I'd have to go, but because I know this works.
Yeah, on that one, you literally only have to go just past, like, the archway, and they respawn, like, straight away. It's actually a really, really fast respawn.
Again, miss. And we kind of just look at each other like, okay, what are we going to do? Because I missed my jump on the head, and he missed his stab at me, and it's like, okay, are you going to go, or are you going to go? But if you were going to play this for score, like all of them, you'd run it all the way down pretty much to 0.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's if you're ignoring the time limit. I actually think this run is quite a lot of fun, like with keeping the time limit, a requirement. Because
the chapter time limit.
Yeah. So like if you ignore the chapter time limit, I mean, you think you only need to do 10 fights really once to make up that 100,000, and you think how many times you can do every single encounter. Like, if you're playing for the absolute highest score possible, then you want to ignore the time limit. There's no way the time limit is going to be, more beneficial than respawning all these fights. But then that's just kind of boring, like just going in and doing the fights. Like, I can't remember how many times you have to do them, but it's a lot until they start giving you 0 points. So, it is a pretty long process if you want to do that.
Well, the guys used to do that. Snapdragon and some of the other guys, before they put out the update, would do that. And some of the things that we're going to talk about in Chapter 10, because I made a couple chapters or a couple encounters showing how the guys used to do it, to just give people an idea. I thought about doing a successive play run, to be honest with you. But like on a fight like this, just show it the first time and then put like ×8. I did the fight 8 times, and then show how far you can go back from each chapter. But it takes me forever. Siberian asked me, he says, I haven't seen any videos in a while, or he didn't. He says, have you finished the chapter, or have you finished NGO 4 yet? I'm like, dude, I'm just starting chapter 11. so no, I'm slow when it comes to this, because I get frustrated, and I played it so much, it's hard to stay focused on playing it fast. Like, I think I started my run before you even started yours, and you're already finished.
Yeah, but I mean that's just how people know I'm obsessive. Like, once I get the idea in my head, that's it. Like, it has to be finished. I actually forgot to do this. This is a huge blow up on my run. This cost me so many points. I dropped down in Chapter 8 and didn't break the wall. And then, because when I was doing this chapter, I went to this gate and it said, oh, it's locked. And I thought, whoa, what? Like, do they lock you out of this? And then I watched my video back and I was like, oh shit, I didn't actually unlock the gate.
Yeah, because this will take you all the way back to the monastery. Yeah. You can do those fights. You can actually go down and do the fight before the zombie challenge.
Yeah, and even on a regular run, like the run we're doing, where you take into account the time limit, you could go back and do the fight on the drawbridge square, like 2 or 3 times, because I think that fight has 12 enemies in it, or 10.
Yeah.
So like that's actually worth doing quite 2 or 3 times, because you still get quite a good amount of points out of it.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about these runs. It'd be nice to see people try them, but I think if people are connected to the internet or could get it, I wonder if it would still download the update to, like, if you played it on your 360.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a weird thing with a lot of this old stuff. I mean, it was pot luck. I mean, I didn't even, until you mentioned that. Because I set up my 360 with like the main goal of making NG2 videos once I finish this and once I've finished with Sigma, and then of course in the meantime they add NG2 to backwards compatibility, which is great because that means I haven't got to have an extra console set up. And then when I started playing NGO4 just for fun, streaming it, and you mentioned about the update, I thought, oh damn, like yeah, because I never updated, like I never connected my 360 to the internet when NGO4 was in the console. So I could still do that run, and I still haven't done it. So like, I could still do that. I could do another run if I wanted to. But it's weird keeping track of that kind of stuff because, like what we were saying about the hurricane packs, you know, there's I still every now and then get comments about on the HP1 run, like, oh, you know, how do I get this? And you're like, sorry, but you can't. Like, unless you have an Xbox with these on it and a save, you can't play this, and that's such a shame for people that, you know, don't get a chance to use intercept and like have the different parameters on like time and like how expensive all the items are and that. Like, it's just a different way to play, you know.
Right. Well, on this fight right here, controlling it to where you can kill 2 at a time, you know, just makes it so much easier. If you try to UT or kill 1 at each time, you know, you're gonna not only lose time, but you know, potential for damage is pretty big with that rocket guy.
A rocket guy's hurt.
Yeah.
In this
watch
game.
me,
Like,
watch me how straight I run and jump. Here we go. Let me jump.
hey, you got a long time limit. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
no
like,
big
please, and see how slow I was around the corner and everything right there. I'll just never forget Weeble when we were at his house. He's like, Jesus, man, can't you go straight? So, on this, I think JTB kind of goes to the middle. I get right here because they'll come at you at a straight line once they get to that point. And that way, hey, if they're coming in a straight line like this, they're a lot easier to line up.
Yeah,
at least for me.
That's true.
You know, I still have my little my mark on my TV set up so you can see how accurate I am. You know, I still miss shots. It's awful. I suck with the bow. I mean, that's... Oh, and this might be the one time that I don't turn off the timer because I don't have to move. But I can guarantee you, the drinking game...
I'm just waiting for it to turn off like any second now. I'm being like, oh shit.
I'm telling you, next chapter, oh my god. You know, I just think I get kind of tense, and I just press. I guess that's what I do, you know. But also,
you don't have to put a whole lot of force on that stick, you know. Like, you really only have to like press down on it ever so slightly.
And I've seen JTB and Unwary do it, so I don't feel so bad. But they just don't do it anywhere as you know as I do. But again, this is the reason why you want to make sure you have a full complement of strongbow arrows, because they want you to really kind of go over here and pick up the core arrows. And, you know, there's no need to do that until it's over.
No, there's not. And I mean, if you look at the kill bonus there too, you only had 20 enemies, but you got almost 30,000 on the kill bonus. So if you kill those guys quickly, because they give you such a generous time limit, it is actually worth quite a lot of points. Like, you'd lose like 10, 12,000 on that. Like, if you like got hit off and, you know, had to like readjust and everything. Now,
you don't have to turn on the power, and you know, you can start, or you don't have to turn on the elevators, I guess the elevators, or what are the little sliding things back across the conveyors? But I do,
like the platforms.
Yeah, but I do, because first of all, you have the time, and if you're not good at the jumps and you waste a lot of time at the jumps, you know, so I do that. I collected all my scarabs, picked up any elixirs or devil elixirs I could get, and then went and saved, and then came back to do this fight. So that's kind of what that is. And now,
how do they block an explosion?
Oh, this one guy coming up, I think he blocks 2. And then...
Oh, yeah.
See, look, and he's on fire.
Yeah. Look, I made a strong stuffy, isn't it? Yeah.
But then that one killed them. And then, of course, I'm thinking, why am I going out here with my flails instead of my Dobby? I mean...
Yeah, you get your level 2 Debilero here.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's... I don't think an ET, like, guarantees a kill, but, like, a UT virtually always kills these guys with the level 2 Debilero.
Yeah. So you can just go back and forth. You know, you don't have to worry about rocket guys like you do in Ninja Gaiden Black. Wow, you see that arrow?
Wow, did you see his auto-target there? Like, that was ambitious, Ryu. Like, that was,
I just pressed the button.
And yet sometimes he misses someone like 2 feet in front of him.
And look at that. I shot the guy twice.
Yeah.
It didn't kill him, but the arrow went all the way past, hit the other guy, and killed him from that far away. So, and also listen to the arrows whenever you shoot them, especially on the radio tower that's coming up. It'll hit, and then it'll almost sound like it double hits, and then the guys will go, if it kills them in one shot. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but if you listen to the sound the arrow makes when it hits, if it's just one explosion, but then if it's another explosion right after it, it usually kills them.
Yeah.
With that
There's
shot.
an interesting mechanic on that. When you shoot the arrows, when it hits them, give a bit of some nerdy knowledge here. If the first explosion knocks them airborne, sometimes how it juggles them. And how the exploding arrows, they sometimes have that burn effect where they'll just set fire to something the same way Inferno does. That's what kills them. They're up in the air and then they get set on fire and then that kills them, and that gets you the one-hit kill.
Right. Well, there you go. So
it's weird how you can cheese these, and yet if you fight them properly, it's maybe the hardest boss, one of the hardest bosses in the game.
So I went the wrong way, and then of course now I'm trying to play catch up, and for some reason it's wanting to lift my target up in the air. But yeah, you can't do this in Ninja Gaiden Black.
Unfortunately,
this is so easy. Yeah, just get close to him, jump towards him. I use the Nimpo to not have to worry about the gunner or jumping away or anything like that. The cannon blast. So,
I mean, look at how many points you get. That was 360,000. If you're going for score, you want to use that glitch, even though it is a bit cheap.
It's so, and again, I want to. But
then again, the tanks
things.
are so cheap.
Now watch
in this game.
Now watch this. So I want to see. I don't have it. So watch what I do here. I mean, this is how genius I am. So I'm kind of getting things ready for the next fight. Put my spirit in because I can't, I don't have room for it. Get everything how I want it, and then I forget to pick it up.
You get plenty on this mode.
I know, but I'm just saying that is so typical me, Yeah, here's what you're talking about right there. How it killed one of them.
Yeah.
It did that twice. Now, this helicopter fight is awful. But we always talk about, or at least on my videos, I show you what not to do.
You can't save in this either, can you?
Do what?
You can't save on this, can you? Before those rocket guys, don't you actually have to go forward? Otherwise, because when I did it, my timer would just run all the way down. I actually had to go and trigger the gate, and then they would spawn.
And here's something else that I noticed too. In NGB, I could get off that one arrow like I did, and then use my shoot the arrow, then use my Nimpo. But on here, it seemed like just a little bit longer delay. That's the reason I got hit by that first rocket blast. The second rockets I got hit by, I just sucked. See, I'm thinking I'm able to get off one more shot like I would be in NGB. Some of the recovery frames, if that's what we want to call them, just seem a little bit longer. I so suck with the bow.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. Just in general, I think to be fair though, I think they did actually kind of balance it more because when you look at the forward Y, especially on the heavy weapons, that move you look at, that's intended to be your big damage move. It's a risk to go for.
Now watch.
Payout is there.
Okay, so see there, I'm thinking I have Nimpo. I didn't look at my slots that I ran out. I could have gone behind the box. No, I'll just use my Nimpo, and then I didn't have any. So, not paying attention and my great shooting ability. But again, this is what not to do. Watch JTBs on what to do. And again, it's kind of embarrassing about, how bad I can be. But, if it helps people, give them some ideas on what to do. Now here I go and pick up all the stuff I'm supposed to pick up, go to Miramasa, then go back and save. But anyway, go ahead and what were you saying about the heavy weapons before we get to
just the risk reward on the enemies. The in-air shurikens, when you toss a shuriken in air, there is so much recovery in this game, and you think, well, that's a really low risk thing to a low reward thing. Why is there so much recovery on something that's not actually that good? You know what I mean?
Right.
You can do jump shuriken and roll, and on NGB you'll get away from most things. On this game, you'll just get hit immediately when you hit the floor.
So it takes a little bit of time, and it's good to know that there are some differences. But here, this is an easy way to kind of kill these guys. And I stay right here. I would usually always go close to the door in the center so I could see everybody a little bit better. But if you have to go refill with arrows, which you do because there's a lot of enemies here, if they start staggering those rocket blasts, you're in trouble quick.
Yeah, for definitely. This is actually probably the optimal way to do it, really, because you can still see all of them here.
Right. And the one thing about it too, that one in the very top right or left corner, you know, he has to come out a little bit farther before you can, and then of course I miss and just barely. But I'm lucky I still got him staggered. But see, he has to come all the way out, whereas before he could stay back closer to that dish.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, this is one of those things. Listen to those cues of what they sound like.
And watch your kill counter.
Yeah.
Really pay attention to your kill counter here.
So they have the red lights from their lasers before, you know, so you can kind of target them. I have to go into full zoom. I'm not very good at, you know, the kind of the medium zoom or no zoom.
I like the medium zoom. I kind of miss that in NGB.
Yeah, I've just never been good at that. I mean, I suck. See, and also listen for the cues, and you can usually roll straight ahead. That was a little unlucky that I missed that one guy.
That kind of went through his legs.
Yeah. But, you know, you can shoot. And see, now I'm starting to panic a little bit because, you know, I'm getting them staggered and I'm barely missing. But I know I've got some good time. I kill some, so now let me just kind of jump out in the open. Listen for the rockets. And like I said, you can always, once you hear it, roll forward and still be on target instead of having to go from side to side. Because trying to go from side to side and then picking them up is pretty hard to do, at least for somebody with my lack of skill level on when it comes to that. I told a friend of mine I'd give it all up to be a good sniper in Halo. All my NG skill, but I don't know why. But he's like, it's funny. He said, I'd rather play like you in NGB because he never beat Master Ninja. So it's funny here. I think pick this up now. I go back and save because I surely don't want to mess up this next fight. You know, not making the time limit, because that time limit's hard with those 26 guys to make.
Yeah, it is. Like, if you miss, like if you miss and get hit a few times, like have to refill your arrows like multiple times, like because more often than not, it is going to take 2 arrows to kill them on this game. More often than not, in NGB, you'll knock them out with 1, but on this one, like at least more than half the time, you do have to use 2 arrows to take them out.
You know, it's funny. Whenever I was going to roll towards that ledge to shoot the helicopter, it's funny you can't roll off the ledge. You know, the ledge stops you for some reason. So
I'm not sure. I suppose that plays into so many sweet spots in NGB for Karma. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
You think of like how many ledges you just roll towards to farm UT.
Right, like on Smoggin, you know. Yeah. And so here, just stuff that you would do in Ninja Gaiden Black, you know, on these levels, chaining UTs. And I think I use the Nimpo, because I have it. You know, like I said, I want to spend my money wisely, fill up with what I need, but also remember you're going to get, you know, like a devil elixir, so you might as well use that, because I was already full.
Yep.
You
There's
know,
one in that chest as well.
Yeah, so don't, you know, leave something on the table if you don't have to. Especially
and
a devil
can't come
elixir.
back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really weird. I don't know if it ever happened to you, but you know if you go and collect the key straight away, like it kills the fight?
Yes.
You don't get like the kill bonus or it cuts it's like you left the fight early, which is weird.
Yeah, I did that on one of my runs to see where I was on time. And like I said, this time limit is so generous. Again, go back and save, and because just in case something goes wrong. I mean, the time limit is 33 minutes or just, 32:59. The kills are 97. Yeah. But as you can see, I still had more time. I mean, I could have farmed a little bit more if I wanted to. But the thing, once you go through this, you don't want to farm too much at the beginning, get through all this, and then realize you messed up by 20 seconds because you almost have to start the whole chapter over again.
Yeah, exactly. That's where doing your practice runs really helps.
So that's it for this chapter. Like I said, do better than what I did on the helicopter fight. I lay out a great roadmap of what not to do. So good luck to everybody on that. I really want people to try playing that and play that radio tower fight, because some of the videos that I saw on YouTube for this very hard run, they just shot the discs. They didn't even mess with the guys. And
the rocket guys.
Yeah, didn't even.
I mean, you don't need to. If you're only playing for like nothing to do with score. Yeah, I get that.
But again, it's like, and then they say, "Oh, the game is easy." Well, like it's easy if you skip fights like that. So, anyway, guys, hope everybody enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care, everyone.